We were promised 2026 would be the year of the algorithm, a digital utopia where artificial intelligence automated our lives, making daily work entirely invisible. We spent years optimizing the digital realm, assuming that if our software was efficient enough, the physical world would simply follow suit. That assumption shattered in late February 2026, when the United States and Israel launched a massive surprise airstrike campaign across Iran. The attack devastated regional infrastructure and decapitated the country's leadership. Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, was assassinated in the strikes. In an instant, the illusion of digital control evaporated. All the predictive intelligence in the world couldn't stop a barrage of ballistic missiles from erupting across the Middle East. A global society capable of automating its entire workflow still finds its most advanced systems tethered to a single physical disruption in a distant desert. To understand how a regional war paralyzes the globe, look at this 21-mile waterway, the Strait of Hormuz. Iran seized this choke point, blocked shipping lanes, and established a strict toll system, demanding payment in Chinese yuan for passing oil. Almost overnight, roughly 20 million barrels of daily crude oil and refined products were trapped. Tankers were stranded at sea with nowhere to go. This sudden choke point closure triggered the absolute largest sudden supply loss ever recorded in the history of the global oil market. By March, global oil supply had plunged by a staggering 8 million barrels per day. By capturing one 21-mile waterway, a single nation gained the power to instantly throttle the global energy supply. Geography still dictates absolute power. This shows the immediate fallout in the West. Everyday consumers suddenly paid the price at the pump as crude oil skyrocketed past $100 a barrel. Expensive gasoline was only the first domino to fall. The danger quickly spread to something much more critical: global food security. About a third of the world's fertilizer production relies on the shipping lanes through the Strait of Hormuz. When the ships stopped moving, the fertilizer stopped flowing, starving the global agricultural network. The economic hemorrhage deteriorated so rapidly that the International Monetary Fund had to intervene. Their analysis was blunt. The conflict ensured that all roads lead to higher prices and slower growth worldwide. Fatih Birol, the head of the International Energy Agency, officially declared the situation the greatest global energy security challenge in history. A localized physical conflict triggered a ruthless chain reaction, automatically inflating the cost of basic survival for every human on Earth. As nations scramble to secure their own energy supplies, the economic shockwave is fracturing alliances. We are seeing major powers like the UK pull back, refusing to commit to a war that isn't in their national interest. Adversaries are already leveraging this hesitation. Russia has rejected Ukraine's Easter ceasefire proposal, betting that the West is too distracted by its own energy crisis to maintain its focus on Eastern Europe. This paralysis reaches the highest levels of global finance. As seen in this central bank announcement, major institutions are frozen in a holding pattern, forced to maintain their interest rates because the volatility of the war has made any future projections impossible. With the IMF warning that governments are losing the ability to borrow their way out of this crisis, the machinery of both peace and finance has effectively ground to a halt. So we return to 2026, a year defined by the soaring advancement of artificial intelligence, violently interrupted by the breakdown of our physical infrastructure. What 2026 reveals is that geography hasn't been disrupted, it's been ignored. Those 21 miles of water in the Middle East remain the single point of failure for our entire civilization. A regional strike doesn't stay regional anymore. It cascades through fertilizer plants, empty grocery aisles, and peace treaties on the other side of the planet. And the digital revolution is no escape. The data centers powering our AI future still depend on the same physical energy that is currently bottlenecked by war. Will the digital revolution find a way to innovate us out of this physical energy crisis? Or is the future of human progress still tethered to the same physical choke points of the past?